Hello, welcome back to Only Pistols. Today we're having a look at a Feinwerkbau C55. This is a CO2 powered 177 5-shot self-indexing pistol made by Feinwerkbau from 1994 and Feinwerkbau's second 5-shot pistol. Let's start by having a look at the markings on it. So on this side, it's Feinwerkbau C55 there on the cage, the barrel cage, and the low pressure marking, the model C55 serial number, caliber 4.5177, made in Germany, and this little port here, which we'll touch on in a second. On this side, just in case you'd missed it, Feinwerkbau C55, Feinwerkbau and their production site at Obendorf. And then finally, on the top cover, just in case you'd missed it, Feinwerkbau logo and Feinwerkbau. Otherwise, the rear sight is a standard Feinwerkbau rear sight, adjustable for elevation and for windage, click adjustable and finger adjustable, and also you can change the width of the rear sight with that little mechanism there. So just rotating that round changes the width of the rear sight, which is pretty standard stuff for the Feinwerkbau C series. Can be a little bit distracting sometimes, can pay to black that down. You've got quite a lot going on, as you can see here. You get different finishes, so definitely worth smoking that before using it. Foresight, standard Feinwerkbau. You've got a support shoulder here and a metal insert, which you get different widths, I think about 5 or 6 different widths, and you adjust that by undoing that little screw in the front there, and that just means you can take that element out. And I said that's pretty standard across the range. Barrel is a rifled steel barrel, and it's got 4 ports drilled into the top of it to release gas as you fire it to help reduce the recoil. And that is a metal cast aluminium shroud, and it also carries your weights. So that's a 50-gram round steel weight. One comes with the pistol, and you could get up to 3 in there, so you could add up to 150 grams of weight if you wanted to, although it's quite a decent sized pistol. Otherwise, you've got a muzzle brake, or gas stripper. Basically, the idea is it's removing the CO2 from behind the pellet as it exits the end of the brake there, so the pellets are merging into fresh air. Otherwise, the sights, it's quite a long sight picture. So typically for 10-meter pistols, you want to get as long a sight picture as possible because it gives you the most precise aim. If you're using the pistol for rapid fire, which it's kind of designed for, then ideally you'd like to be able to have that sight picture reduced a bit. And other manufacturers have the ability to move the front sight back and the rear sight back forwards to give you a reduced overall sight picture. And that just makes it a bit easier on sight acquisition. It's more forgiving. It's less precise, but it's more forgiving. And so you have to do a lot of training in this to make sure you're happy getting that sight picture. Otherwise, the grip, hardwood, 2-piece adjustable grip with adjustable palm shelf and the duckbill up here, just to give you a good grip. The other thing about this is that by slackening these 2 bolts off, you can actually adjust the angle of the grip by 10 degrees. So I like it with a dropped grip, so that's how it suits me. Otherwise, well, this little window here, which I talked about, so that's a cocked indicator. So if you pull the trigger, you see that disappears. Operate the cocking lever, and that little red disc appears again, just to show that the action is cocked. Cocking the action, you lift the lever, and that's dragging this sledge here back, and that's what comes back to cock the hammer and the trigger action. And that sledge moving forwards and back is what drives the indexing system on the magazine, but we'll touch on that in a second. So it's a bulk filled CO2, and one of the most distinctive features of these later C series pistols is this dumpy CO2 canister. It's a very good shape for putting CO2 into, and it also means that it's keeping the weight to the grip end of the pistol, so it gives you more option on. If you want to add more weight on the muzzle, you can, but you have the option because the weight is in your grip. So all of these are marked. So this was March 95 for production. Gives you a maximum fill weight of 51 grams, and it gives you a dry weight for the cylinder and an all-up weight. So you attach this to a CO2 can, use an old fire extinguisher, usually chill it first just to help, fill it with CO2, and then put it on a set of scales and measure it, weigh it. If you're over the maximum weight, then you have got this little cap here, which you simply screw on until you release CO2. Just release a bit at a time and then just weigh it. It doesn't take very long to make sure you've got a full CO2 canister, but not overweight. And once you've got that, good for 180 shots. So that's a lot of shooting for one fill. Otherwise, it is 5-shot self-indexing, but you also have the facility to be able to load it one pellet at a time. So part of the kit that came with the pistol is this plastic single shot adapter, and you literally slide that in and it sits there in the action. Pull it out and that's just held there by a little spring. Put a pellet in, push it through, it's cocked, take up the weight on the trigger and it fires. The trigger, by the way, fully adjustable for reach, for the angle of the trigger shoe, for all the weights, and you can adjust the trigger with the grip in place. The only thing you can't do is this little screw here, so you have to move the trigger forwards to do that. But once it's set up, it's very good. So having fired it with the single shot in there, it's recocked the action, but it doesn't do anything to the magazine. So if you want to fire another single shot, pull it out till it reaches the detent and load another pellet. So you can use that for single shot competitions, but how it's meant to be used is 5-shot. So what you've got is a 5-shot magazine. It's aluminium. It's got the indexing gear on the top of it and this wing. Just to get hold of it, and I'll show you how that also works. So I've loaded 4 in. So load the 5th one. You literally just drop the pellet in and just run your thumb over it to make sure it's seated. To load it into the pistol, you're loading it against the spring. So the spring is here. It's this little captive plunger, and that provides the power to push the magazine back across against the action. So it just slots in and you literally just push it through with it already cocked. So that's now cocked and loaded. If you want to empty it without firing, literally lift that up, and that shows you can see the action there of how it indexes. So as the pistol fires, that carriage is going forwards and backwards as it goes back. It lets the magazine across, and that's just working on those 2 levers with the spring in the middle to just work the magazine across until it's all the way over, and then you can just remove it. So to load it to fire, put it in, push it all the way across with it cocked, and then it does what it does so well. 5 shots as fast as you like, fast as you can pull the trigger, and certainly more than capable of doing the 4-second shots. So there you go, that's the operation of it and the look of it. Rapid fire, precision sport pistol events where you need to have 5 shots. 10 meters, 25 meters, the power of this thing, it's going at about 490, 500 feet per second, which is more than capable of sending a 177 pellet out to 25 meters. I've used it, that is perfectly accurate. Accuracy wise, comes with a lovely test card there showing that. I don't know what range that's shot at, it doesn't say, but it's a 1-hole group. I've done it, well, I've fired it. Not quite as good as the test target, and I did call that one, but you can see, it's plenty accurate. It's not like you're getting a reduced accuracy for having 5 shots available, and then 5 shots within 8 seconds. So just an 8-second exposure, and you see that there is two pellets in there, and I called that one. So it's accurate and it works with you. It's a very nice gun to shoot. It's good trigger and very easy to set up the trigger. Setting it up for rapid fire, yeah, it does take a bit of setting up to get the balance right between the trigger and the gas, so that you get it reliably shooting one at a time and working, and that's the adjustment for it there. The other adjustment is in the back here, which is your hammer spring setting. So you can increase or decrease the weight of the hammer. So you've got a balancing act going on to use this. But once you've set it up, it's very reliable. It's very easy to shoot. You get no recoil off of it effectively. I know you've got the porting to let gas come out the top, but really you haven't got anything to kind of work against. It's very comparable with the rapid fire pistols of the time, using a 2.2 short cartridge, where you again got virtually no recoil from it. Other things, this is a slightly later one. So on the earlier C series pistols and C55s, here you would have had a dry fire switch. So you would have just pushed it through from either side to be able to set that to dry fire. Obviously, dry fire is very good if you have a precision pistol, but if you've got this, it's a rapid fire pistol. Really, you only get to set the trigger once. It doesn't reset otherwise, so you don't really need it, so they got rid of it. Otherwise, construction is cast aluminium and steel, and paint finishes or anodized finish for the aluminium. So there you go. Feinwerkbau C55, made from 1994. Feinwerkbau's second go at the self-indexing pistols. The earlier C5 was a considerably smaller pistol. So it is quite a big thing. It's got a very definite look to it, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's good to shoot. If you get the chance to get one or try one, have a go. They are fabulous pistols to shoot, and that 5-shot is really, really useful. But do get a lot of pellets in. Number of shots per cylinder, I don't know what I said, but 180 is roughly what you can reckon on full power shots. So that's a really good shot count, and more than enough to take part in any competitions you want to take part without having to worry about running out of gas. So there you go. Feinwerkbau C55, 5-shot self-indexing 177 target pistol, production from 94. Really good, really fun to shoot. If you get the chance, please do. If you've liked this, then please like, share, subscribe, tell other people about it, and otherwise I'll see you again soon with another pistol. Thanks very much. Bye.